Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Bear Brown reunites with mom, Amy, for big move. Alaskan bush people fans who follow Bear Brown know that recently he's been up on the mountain and now he reunited with his mom Amy over a big upcoming move. Several times he explained that the family will return and make their home on the ranch more permanent. It's been 3 years since a wildfire destroyed their mountain home. Bear Brown works to build the ranch into a home. It's not clear where Amy lives at the moment, and since Billy died, it's not known what happened with their large home. Remember, they stayed there while she fought her battle with cancer. However, some of the family now seem keen to settle on the ranch. After all, it was Billy's dream for them. Bear is still working to construct a cabin for himself and Raven and the 2 boys, River and Cove. Bear Brown ran into a few problems with generating power while he started preparing the ranch for habitation. Actually, he seemed a bit upset that his siblings wouldn't or couldn't help out. Nevertheless, he seems set to persist with the challenges. At the moment, he's not up there, because Raven and the boys came to visit. However, he proposed that later, before the end of summer, he plans on going back up, this time with his little family. Bear Brown and Amy chat about her plans on the mountain. When Amy's son took her up the mountain to look around, they sat down together and chatted about what she wants to do first. Bear shared a video on TikTok and then to his Instagram. Being who she is, of course, the first thing that the mom of the wolf pack wants to do is celebrate. Discovery Channel fans already know that Bear Brown ran into problems with the generator, so she also wants a better plan than that. Agreeing, Bear noted that the costs involved in running a generator are way too expensive these days. So, she talked about harnessing the wind to generate power. Another option is to go solar, gardens and water supply. Bear Brown asked his mom what she felt should be her next project, once she settled into her cabin. Well, she naturally wants her own gardens. Rain and Birdie also like their gardening, but Amy's the most experienced person with green thumbs. That means organizing the water to keep the plants healthy. Certainly it looks like Bear and his siblings have a lot of work to do before their mother feels settled in on the mountain. Bear Brown, the rugged star of Alaskan bush people took a deep breath as he stood in the shadow of the towering pine trees that surrounded the family homestead. The air was crisp, with hints of the coming autumn clinging to the breeze. But it wasn't the coolness that made his breath catch. It was the familiar scent of home, a mix of evergreen sap, rich earth, and the unmistakable comfort of family. This was the place where he had grown up, where the Brown family had carved out their own piece of the wild, far from the reaches of civilization. But this time things were different. It had been a whirlwind of change since the passing of his father, Billy Brown. The heart of the family, Billy's presence was felt in every log of the cabin, in every pathway through the woods. Without him, the mountain seemed quieter, as if holding its breath, waiting for the next chapter in the Brown family saga to unfold. Now that chapter involved a new move, one filled with both excitement and bittersweet memories. Bear's heart thudded as he saw the figure he had been longing to reunite with, his mother, Amy. Time had etched its marks on her face, but her spirit was as fierce and loving as ever. She stood by the cabin, gazing out at the land with a mixture of wistfulness and resolve. The moment their eyes met, Bear's hardened expression softened into a broad, boyish grin. No matter how old he was, being with his mom brought a sense of grounding and belonging that nothing else could match. "Mama Bear!" Bear shouted, bounding over with the energy and enthusiasm he was known for. Amy turned, her eyes lighting up with pure joy as she opened her arms wide. "Bear!" Amy called back, her voice strong despite the rasp of years. As he wrapped her in a tight hug, Bear was reminded of the countless times she had been the glue holding the family together through tough times, guiding them with love and faith. This hug, like all the others, was filled with warmth and the quiet understanding that comes from shared struggles and triumphs. "You're looking good, Mom," Bear said, taking a step back and giving her an appreciative once-over. Amy chuckled, brushing a strand of silver hair out of her face. "Thank you, son. You're looking as wild as ever," she teased, eyeing his scruffy beard and long hair. "But that's just how we like it, huh?" Bear laughed, the sound echoing off the trees. "You know it, Mom. It's in our blood." For a moment they stood in comfortable silence, both looking out at the familiar landscape that had been their home for so many years. But the peace was tinged with an unspoken question, one that weighed heavily on both their minds. "Are you really ready for this move?" Bear finally asked, his tone more serious. He knew the answer, but he wanted to hear it from her. Emmy took a deep breath, glancing back at the cabin, the trees and the mountains that had been both their sanctuary and their battleground. "It's time," she said softly, but with determination. "This place has been good to us, but we've been through a lot here. Your father's passing. It's been hard, and I think we all feel it's time to start fresh somewhere new. A place with new memories." Bear nodded, his eyes misting as he looked at the house where so much of their family's history was woven into the walls. But he knew his mother was right. The pain of loss was deeply tied to this land, and while it would always hold a special place in their hearts, the future lay elsewhere. "It's going to be an adventure, Mom," Bear said, his voice regaining its usual energy. "We're bush people after all. New places, new challenges, that's what we do best." Amy smiled, her gaze turning hopeful. "You're right, Bear. We'll build something new together, just like we've always done. And this time, we'll carry Dad with us in our hearts." Bear reached out, squeezing her hand. "Always, Mom, he's always with us." The rest of the family bustled around them, packing supplies, loading up trucks, and preparing for the journey ahead. The Browns were never ones to sit still for too long, and this move was no different. It was a bittersweet moment, full of memories and anticipation. But for Bear and Amy, this was more than just relocating. It was about staying strong together as the heart of the family, keeping the Brown legacy alive no matter where they went. As the sun began to dip below the mountains, casting long shadows across the land, Bear and Amy walked together through the forest one last time. The towering trees whispered their farewells, leaves rustling softly in the wind. They paused at a clearing that overlooked a distant valley, one they had often visited as a family. This was where Billy had always found peace, and where the Browns would come to reflect. Amick placed a hand on Bear's shoulder. "You know, Bear, no matter where we go, we're always connected to this place. It's not just the land, it's the love we have for each other." Bear smiled down at her, his heart swelling with pride and affection. "Yeah, Mom. Family isn't a place, it's us. As long as we're together, we'll always have a home." With that, they turned back toward the homestead, where the family was gathering for one last meal before the big move. The future was uncertain, but the Brown family had never shied away from uncertainty. They would face it head-on, with the same grit, love, and determination that had carried them through every challenge before. Together, they would start a new chapter, honoring the past while embracing the adventures to come. And no matter where life took them, Bear and Amy would always be at the heart of it, leading the way with strength, love, and the unbreakable bond that held their family together.